Hey, 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 what's happening, everybody? It's another Sunday Night Live with the GasoCast, and our good pal Jason Swoboda is here as well, as you can see him right there on the screen. Hello, Jason. We can't hear you. Are you doing this on purpose? Are you still muted? Hit the mute button and then hit unmute, because we cannot hear you.
Oh.
There you are.
Hi,
can you hear me?
I can totally hear you.
I'm looking for the button because they had a little thing above right under my screen that had a microphone with a little, line through it. So I'm trying to click that, and that doesn't do anything. That was worthless. But here I am.
Well, welcome. So,
yeah.
So tonight's going to be sort of a two-parter. So if you want to hang out for one part and leave for the next, or vice versa, totally up to you. So the second half of this is going to be the Heroic Nonsense podcast, which we do with Jason. You guys have seen it live here before, so it's most of you have seen it before. So stick around if you want to listen to that. But the first part that I wanted to talk about tonight is PPG, Pop Price Guide. And Jason knows what PPG is, right? Jason, you have a PPG account. I am
very familiar with the Pop Price Guide.
What do you have to say about it? What do you think about the newest iteration of it?
My one problem is when I think like the first day or two, if you typed it in, you had to select search in database as an option instead of just hitting enter. I think they fixed that since then.
Right.
Like I'm typing in something, I just hit enter. That's just how everything works in the world. You just hit enter, and you don't have to sit there and click which enter you want.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's a nicer, sleeker design. But yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Heather, what's your take right now on PPG using it? We've talked about it in a video. Anything that you want to say before I get into what I'm about to say that you already know about?
Well, I haven't been on it since I discovered that it was horrible. So I have nothing else to add. So if you want my thoughts, go and watch that, what was it, PPG Sucks video or something like that?
Yeah. So we made a video recently, I think it was this past week, about PPG and how horrible it is. And we talked a lot of crap about it. And I didn't really know I didn't really know how far it would make it out into the Funko world. And apparently it got far enough because the person who runs PPG, aka HOBBYDB, reached out to us through a comment on the YouTube video itself. Shocked was definitely the number one thing I felt when I read the comment. And the comment said, I'm not going to read it word for word, but basically it said, hey, totally understand how you're feeling. We promise that things will get better. I would love to explain to you how it's going to get better. I would love to walk you through of what our future, I guess, the vision is going to be. And I responded, email us and we can talk from there. Okay, so that's kind of where we were. So
you didn't want to have a whole conversation in the chat of a video.
No, of course not, because we're YouTubers. We got to make it into something. We can't show everybody everything right there, right? So we got to keep something as what do you say? Maybe an illusion.
I don't know. I think we should have interviewed him right then and there.
So, well, Jesus Christ. Well, I guess Heather just blew the lid off of it.
No, in the YouTube comments.
Sure. So, what has happened is he emailed us. We talked about it.
We talked about it through his screaming, and he said, hey, screw you guys. I hate both of you. You should love PPG.
No, he never said that. So, actually, he's a very nice individual. His name is Christian. Basically, he said that he wants to sit down and talk about this. He wants to discuss this. He actually mentioned he wanted to take us for a tour. I'm not entirely sure what that means, so I kind of pushed it in a different direction, explained that we do the interview series and people come on and we talk about stuff. And I said, why don't you come on as a platform to tell the fans, tell all the people out there, all the collectors out there, how things are going to get better? Because the big question mark is what's happening? Where's this going? Is it going to get better? Is it going to stay poopy the way that it is?
Poopy.
Because, quite frankly, I don't say that often. Quite frankly, I love PPG.
That should be the first question you ask.
And if you don't know what PPG is, we're throwing it around a lot as Pop Price Guide. So if you I think it's HOBBYDB now. HOBBYDB. B as in boy.
It's still, if you search under Pop Price Guide, it'll still take you to that page. It
It'll still pop
redirects.
up. Perfect. Okay,
Yeah.
so it still redirects you. Pop Price Guide, for those who don't already know, I'm sure most of you do, Pop Price Guide was like the source to go to if you wanted to find out what your Funko Pops are valued at. And it's a really nice tool. Not only is it a nice tool to know values, it's a nice tool to keep your collection.
And wish list.
And wish list, yeah. So it's a great tool to have. And somebody had pointed out, oh, why are you talking crap about this thing? It's free. Okay, yeah, I get it. It's free. However, we've been using this thing for years, and finally it just blows up. And I remember going on, and I had no idea what the hell I was doing. I was very frustrated in the fact that I had to change my password in order to use the new PPG. I had to change my password. I hear that from a lot of people. Jason,
I didn't have to do that.
Okay, so I had to change
Me
my
neither.
password, and a lot of other people did.
I'm special.
You're very special, Jason. I
I'm
agree.
special. I know. I'm personal friends with Mr. PPG. So
Oh my God! Come on.
yeah,
See, we
it's
should talk
spelled.
to you
It's
first.
spelled P. It's PEPEGEE. It's not. People think it's Pepe G, but it's not. It's PPG.
Your boy Snowden says that's awesome that your guys that your voices were heard and they're listening to the community. So yeah, that's great. I think it's great that they've listened to the community. I think it's great that they watched the video.
Hold on.
And they're kind of getting an idea of how people are feeling.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. Jason, don't laugh at me. I say this all the time because Chris doesn't stop. As you can tell, he still kept going, but then he stopped. He stopped.
Sorry,
after,
my
like, an
brain
extra
is
second.
My brain
Yeah,
works
I
very
can tell.
fast. Go ahead.
I am happy that he watched the video long enough to know what we were saying rather than saying screw these guys and then clicking the X.
Agreed.
Because if someone were talking smack about me or something I created, I would just be like, okay, I need to get off of this, and I would just...
It's interesting that you're saying
Make it
that.
go
He
away.
actually mentioned in his comment that he how did he word it? I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said I guess he said something about free press. I guess he just, I think he just likes the fact that people are speaking out about it, right? And kind of how he ended up in this comment, he basically says something around the fact of, we already put out notes saying that this was going to get better and that we were going to run into some bumps in the road. That's true. And listen, I totally get it. And I do feel bad. I don't really want to talk crap about somebody's product. It's just the fact that the thing worked for so long. It worked really well for so long. And then one day it just blows up and it doesn't work anymore. That was frustrating to me. So, of course, being a YouTube channel, we go on and we talk about stuff like that. That is something to talk about. That's a viewpoint. That's a conversation. Did not expect to get contacted by the guy himself. I'll be honest, I did not think that was going to happen. But it's great. So I can't wait. It'll be this Wednesday. I don't know a time.
I thought it was another day.
It's this Wednesday.
Okay.
Coming up.
Wednesday.
This Wednesday. Wednesday, what's Wednesday? Because somebody shoot out with the 15th. Wednesday the 15th. Wednesday the 15th at, I think, 8 p.m. That's what I'm going to shoot for, 8 p.m.
Wednesday.
So here's what I want you to do. All of you Funko PPG guys out there. I need to give this guy questions in advance. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to type up a bunch of questions and I'm going to forward them off to him. He wants them before he goes live, so he knows how to answer them. So if you want to ask a question, email us or Instagram us. I'd rather you email because it'll be easier to keep control. But some people don't have email and some people don't have Instagram. So Instagram
everybody has email.
Some people, or you don't know.
If they're watching us on YouTube and they have a YouTube account, they have an email account.
Okay.
If they have an Instagram, they have an email account.
So,
if they have Facebook, they have an
email your questions for the GasoCast guy. And I want, if they're not...
For the GasoCast guy.
I'm sorry. For the PPG... No, yeah. Send questions to me, too. For the PPG guy. Questions for the PPG guy. Email them to gasocast@gmail.com. They must be serious. No BS. If they're BS, I'm not going to use them.
Well,
it's going to be a pointless endeavor for both of us because you're going to send a message that I'm then going to read and not use.
So
don't do it. It's stupid.
I'm going to be asking some BS questions, but they're not going to be BBS. That's hard to say.
BBS. You're not going to be BBS for PPG. on the GC.
Oh my God, Zach Bonifer. This just in. Warning, Swedish pigeons headed in Heather's direction. Where's that guy been?
Swedish pigeons. Wow.
Yeah. Well, it was there was a guy from Sweden. He was called Truth Pigeon, and he would come on here and talk about how the coronavirus was crap and it wasn't real, and we get Heather all
about how Sweden was handling it well, even though their death rate was at like 12%. So whatever.
So it would get Heather all jazzed up, and she'd start fighting
I was really
back.
mad about it.
It would get really crazy. Okay, so that's the news for today. Okay, PPG Guy will be on Wednesday, probably around 8 p.m. This Wednesday, by the way, the 15th, to answer questions regarding PPG and the future of PPG, aka HOBBYDB. If you want to ask questions, forward them to Gastlecast@gmail.com. That's all I've got for you. We did post a new video this evening at 7 p.m., so right before this live. If you haven't watched it, you don't know what it is, you haven't seen it yet, it's about a new LED setup that we made, and it's awesome. I'm really, really proud of it. Heather put it together realistically. I just helped. Heather is really good about that kind of stuff. A big shout out to our good pal, Jake Carr, for cutting out a piece of, I think it's acrylic or plexiglass for us to put on top of the lights. Jake Carr, you are the man. I appreciate you. And it made our little setup go really smooth. So that's awesome. GasoCast pins will be coming very soon. I'm still waiting on the backings. And the GasoCast toy, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, the GasoCast toy, Ghastly, the little creature, is on his way. We're working on it. We're in the process right now of sending some photos over to the manufacturer to come up with a 3D model of this thing. Okay? So I'm really excited to see what they come up with. Of course, any information that comes out, we will share it with you. We want you guys to be the first to know. And we'll have more information about Ghastly very soon. If you don't know who Ghastly is, at the end of this video, on our outro, you'll see him waving. He's like a little monster creature. In fact, Heather, why don't you grab one of the pins? Let me just show them the pins if they haven't seen that before, if you don't mind. It's in that little box right there. You're really good at this. Heather's very good at grabbing things out of a box. Giggity. Okay, and I'll show them the pin. And then, so, what's going to happen is, after I show you this pin, you're going to take this with you. That's not good. After we show you the pin, because I'm going to show you the pin, we're going to do a live podcast with Jason. It's our podcast called Heroic Nonsense. Jason, can you please tell them what Heroic Nonsense is while they look at the Ghastly pin?
Well, I'm looking at Heather's arm.
Oh, very good. That's hot.
Which is great. The Heroic Nonsense podcast, we get together weekly, usually, and discuss just the nonsense of the week. It's kind of like hanging out with some friends, but not hanging out. It's the perfect response to what we're going through right now. Hanging out with friends that aren't in front of you. I almost said that you don't have. But maybe it is. But yeah, we talk about everything. We talk about breakfast. Sometimes we talk about lunch. And sometimes talk about pop culture and everything.
Most of what we talk about is poo.
Poo. Yeah, it's a lot of poo. And it's because of Chris. I blame him directly.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
I'm easy to blame.
Chris.
So, real quick, let's see. Jason, what's on the docket tonight for our podcast while I get everything set up?
I think tonight is just going to be a potpourri night because before we got on here, I made a cherry cobbler. Ooh. And I've been craving fruit this entire week and month. And I think it's just a summertime thing. So we're going to talk about some summertime foods plus any topics of the day. And that's the whole point. Let's see where it takes us. Let's see if we can find our way back home.
I love that. And listen, while we're talking tonight, you can ask questions. You can chime in to the podcast because that's okay. We'll read your comment. We'll read your name. You'll be included in this podcast that will then be posted on anchor.fm. Okay, you can go over to anchor.fm, look up Heroic Nonsense there. You'll find us. We're also on iTunes. We're on Google Play. We're pretty much everywhere that you can find a podcast. You should totally go and listen to them because they're so much goddamn fun. Seriously. They're fun. I listen to them every once in a while at random. They're really, really good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm in it. Because Jason is the leader of this thing, he just does a really good job with this podcast. So big ups to Jason for that. So,
Really quick. Really
and
quick.
Heather's also very good as well.
Can I say something?
No, you,
Of course.
oh, of course.
That's
Go
gonna
ahead.
be whenever Heather has her autobiography, it's gonna be, can I say something? And it's just gonna be, hold on, I'm gonna put on my Heather glasses for a second, and it's just gonna be her going like this, or maybe she'll have a pen. Can I say something?
And if you guys get bored and don't want to listen to what we're doing here for the podcast, by the way, just a
Go to
heads
hell.
up, go and watch our new video. There you go.
Jason,
Yes.
we got a comment about something that you are currently doing. And I wanted to give you a sec to talk about that really quick. Wesley C said, so that Ron Perlman $7 a pop autograph, fire.
Yeah, that was fun.
What is
I
that?
enjoyed that. Well, I dress. You could go check it out if you look it up. It's on $7 a pop's YouTube channel. We had a Ron Perlman signature series, and I decided to pay tribute by going full Hellboy, or partial Hellboy. I paint my face red. It's impressive.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now remind
But,
me, did that already go up?
Yeah, it went at, and it's I think it's all sold out now.
Okay.
But yeah, it did go up Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. It's all a blur because usually I will shoot it and edit it all in one day,
Yeah.
and it's a long day. It's a very long day. But yeah, so go check that out.
It was
if
funny.
you want to see me doing what I do best, I suppose.
Okay.
Putting on red face paint.
Good for you, Jason.
Yeah.
Heather, can you grab me one of the holders for the mic? Because I feel like I'm bending down too far. Can you guys hear me okay from
Yeah,
this?
trust me,
Can they
everyone
hear?
can hear
No,
you
I want to
fine.
know. Can it be heard very well from right here? Jason, do you hear me okay?
Oh, I hear you.
You do? Okay, because I
Yeah.
don't want it to be too low, because I'm not very
Yeah.
close to the mic. Okay, all right.
But your voice projects anyway.
Oh my god,
Yeah, you have a projecting voice.
I do. I sound
It's
like-
just, I think that's just the Bernie in you.
Yeah, you can't bring it up. It's the little legs don't work so well. Okay, so we're gonna get started. Just a heads up, if you want to go and join the Gastlecast Facebook page, you should. If you've never heard of it, it's a group full of awesome people doing awesome things. Gastlecast - We Hunt Together. Go on Facebook, look it up, join. Make sure you answer the questions. Bing, bang, boom, you'll be in. We just hit 700 members, so we'll be doing a giveaway. We'll be doing a giveaway this week.
That's right.
I'm Dalton.
Sounds fun.
85 says you're very quiet.
Oh.
So
Who?
if I'm quiet, I want to be able. Yeah, I see. I don't know how quiet. I'm probably louder here, right?
Now you sound like you're on NPR.
Yeah.
I don't like
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to the Gastlecast.
Hi.
Today, we're going to introduce an interview series on this Wednesday with the creator of Pop Price Guide, Mr. PPG himself. And that's going to be this Wednesday on YouTube, NPR YouTube.
He already hates me. Okay. All right. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and get this started up. Guys, you can be a part of the conversation, so remember that, please.
Jason has something to say.
Go ahead.
No, I just need 1 minute. I have to grab something, and then we can start that.
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm doing this.
Okay.
Here we
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure. Run. Okay. So now Jason's gone. Let's talk a bunch of crap about him. You know what I'm saying?
I can still hear you.
Oh. Oh, God. So we do have a couple new videos coming your way, Gastlecast videos. One, we got a box from our good pal Dean Blockley in Australia. He sent us a bunch of stuff. It's going to be a really fun video, so make sure you tune in for that. That'll probably be posted tomorrow. We also received new chomps from Abominable Toys. So check that out. That'll be sometime this week as well. The gold and the silver one, which were SDCC exclusives, or were supposed to be SDCC exclusives. So make sure you check out those videos, and we'll have some big stuff coming to you this week. You know, Heather and I typically come up with things on the day of. We'll record something and then I get it out the day of because I like to be on top of Funko news, toy news, instead of like, I don't know, just doing unboxings, because I'm tired of doing unboxing. We've been doing it for years. I'd rather just go crazy and give my commentary on things. So that's what we've been doing more of lately. Oh, there you are. You're back.
I am.
Okay.
Just
are we
in
ready?
time for us to stop talking about you.
I could still hear you.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Excellent. All right, here we go, guys. Welcome to Heroic Nonsense. I'm Chris.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Jason. Sarah, that was funny, right?
Yeah, you did good.
Improv. Am I right, you guys?
Well,
Man, what a week.
yes, it's been
It
a hell of a
felt-
week.
This month, you know how like the whole year just kind of keeps trucking along, and every month seems like it's forever until it's over. But this month it's taking a while.
Yeah,
It's taking a little bit.
yeah, it is. You know, a lot of months this year have been taking a long time, and that's because
Yes,
we're
they
all stuck
have.
in the goddamn house.
hmm
We're not stuck in. Well, I mean, I guess now we're stuck in the house because it's hot as balls outside.
It is. Oh my god. Speaking of hot, I went outside today and I did my lawn work early this. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this like right after breakfast. So I went out at about 11 a.m.
The crack of noon.
The crack of noon, which is early for me because I'm a lazy piece of shit. So I went outside with my lawnmower and I did my thing. And honest to God, after I was done, I needed to cool off for a straight like 35 minutes, 40 minutes
Before he took a shower.
before I took a shower because I was dead. And I was afraid if I got inside the shower and I even let cold water hit me, I thought I was just going to pass out. In fact, I had to stop halfway through my yard work to take a break. And I never have to do that. But it was so damn hot here in Maryland. It was like 80, I think it was 89 degrees or 89 degrees, I think. But it
No,
felt
it
like
was-
95, was it?
Something like that, but it was over 90 today.
Yeah, it was over 90, but it was really, really hot. Well, at the time I went out, it was a little bit cooler.
No, it wasn't.
No?
No.
Because it was
You're wrong.
It was a feel like kind of a thing because it was so humid outside.
Well, no, but it was still hot, and then the humidity made it even hotter. It was horrible.
But it was great because Heather remembered after I did all the lawn work, everything was done. You know, I like to do my edging and all that kind of stuff. I really like to have a nice lawn because I think a nice lawn says a lot about somebody. If you have a shitty lawn, you look like a piece of shit on your street. It just doesn't look good. You ride by like 4 houses and it's like cut, really long. It looks like something out of Walking Dead. I don't want that.
Walk by a house. They must do meth.
Right.
That's the only explanation. It must
Right.
be meth heads.
Exactly. So I'm not a big fan of that. So I went out and I did all my work, and Heather goes in the garage. I see her digging around. I couldn't figure out what is she doing out here. I go, Heather, what are you doing?
I about fell into this big box. I'm like leaning over because we store a bunch of stuff in our garage, and there was this big box with something in it that I needed. But then there's all this crap of stuff I still need to sell. Like, I have this big box of stuff that's still left over from our wedding that I just need to put on Facebook Marketplace, but I haven't yet. And I'm like going over that, reaching into this big box. My legs are practically sticking out of the box, trying to get this thing out. And then I got yelled at.
Well, no, I didn't yell at you. I just didn't know what she was doing.
I got yelled at.
So I like to go outside. There's like a thing about me going outside with a broom and sweeping. It's almost like my zen after I cut the lawn. However, today I felt dead to the world. So it was better that I didn't do it because I was afraid I was going to pass out mid-sweep. Heather found a unit that we have. It's a blower thing.
It's a leaf blower.
A leaf
and
blower.
sucker.
I forgot that we even owned it. Heather pulled it out and she turned the thing on. It took us a little while, but we finally got it on and we're able to leaf blow everything. And it was fantastic.
We were able to grass blow.
Yes. Heather goes, she had the machine because it both sucks and blows. And she goes, do you want it to suck or blow? And I was like, oh my God. Hope there's no kids outside.
Well, Sounds like quite the blowjob that you had.
Yes. So we are live on YouTube for this particular heroic nonsense. We do have some comments. Heather, there are some people in the comment section telling us how hot it is where they live. Do you want to read a couple?
Not
I just like to
really.
point out this isn't about them.
Yeah.
So,
No, not about. See, we're complaining about the 90 degrees that it was in Maryland.
That's right.
The feel of 95. These people are saying 115 in Arizona. Okay, you win.
Duffy.
We got it. You win.
Duffy says 115 in Arizona. Whole easy. So here's the thing. Isn't it true that out west, like especially in a desert sort of area, it's a dry heat versus the humid heat? Is that correct?
yeah, but
Maybe, but heat's heat.
it's still 115.
Yeah,
it's
no,
still
thank
115.
True, it is. Yeah, true, it is.
I don't
but,
think I've ever experienced 115 degrees.
Whew.
I don't think. Maybe I have. I don't remember. I feel like I've been somewhere and it was that hot.
I think you would remember.
You think so?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Phoenix Holguin says 112 here in Las Vegas, but he also said you guys have the humidity.
We do. That's right. See, exactly. Chris
Yeah.
Lynn says 117 in Arizona.
That's hot.
Wow.
That's hot. Oh,
It's hot.
that's hot.
You can't do anything. We have relatives that live in Arizona, and they're just like, yeah. I said, well, how do you do like your flower beds and stuff? It's like, oh, usually around 6 a.m. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you getting up so early? It's 4 in the morning. Oh, I gotta water my flowers. Because as soon as it hits like, 7 a.m., you can't walk outside or do anything at all. It's awful.
So here's Natalie, my cheerleader. In my part of Texas is about 110, and it's dry heat. I would prefer it over humid heat. Thank you. That's exactly what I was just saying. Fantastic.
Yeah.
See, I win the game.
Heat sucks all around, I think. I don't like excessive heat and I don't like excessive cold. I like a good neutral temperature. I get too cold, I get too hot. I don't like any of it. I just want to be good. And you know what's worse? What the worst thing is about this summer is we have to wear masks when we are out in public. Now, our county here, this was a whole thing this week because a news source did not properly report this. But basically, our county executive said that if you are in a space outdoors where you cannot keep a 6-foot distance, masks are required. As a last resort, they will fine people for it, but they want that to be a last resort.
But it got reported we're going to fine people
Yeah.
for not wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to fine people for not wearing a mask outside. And people are like, but what if I'm taking a walk on the sidewalk and no one is around me? So it was a whole thing. But anyway, just walking, like before I go into the grocery store, I put my mask on my ears and I have it down around my chin. Once I get in the store, I'm like, all right, I got to put this thing on. So I put it on. Just that little bit on my chin, I hate it. My chin gets sweaty. I don't sweat. But in the heat, with a mask, I sweat. I don't like it. I hate it.
Don't you? I thought you glistened. I thought that's
no.
what it was.
Not
No,
with
no.
mask. I sweat.
Yeah.
I
Nobody
sweat
likes
now.
a sweaty chin. I got to tell you that.
Yeah, it's gross.
Nothing's
I'm
worse
getting-
than a sweaty chin.
I've been getting outbreaks of maskne.
Ugh.
It's I had a blemish here, and then I had a blemish over here, and it should be called maskne. So if anyone tries to coin that term, it's gonna be me. Mask acne, maskne. That's it. That's the term. That's the show. Thanks. I got a hashtag to promote. I'll be back. So my second tweet's gonna be like, "Wow, this blew up."
The PPG guy contacts you.
Mr. Maskne, the guy who invented mask, contacts me. I don't like the way you were talking about that.
Yeah. How dare you? Chris Barcode says you can't fine somebody for wearing a mask. It violates federal law. I don't know. I don't know
the ins and outs of it.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know what happens.
pandemic. I don't want to argue with anybody. So if I'm for some reason an idiot enough to go somewhere right now that's in a space outside that requires me to wear a mask, I'm just going to do it because I don't like to argue with people. But I don't plan on putting myself in a situation like that.
Right.
Yeah, I don't, because
no need.
when you start arguing with people, droplets start appearing. So
Yeah.
know, it's just not supposed to do.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
So what, I saw this topic brought up somewhere else that they were talking about what are the things that, I think we've even touched on it in the past, but what are some of the things that this has created for everybody that you hope never goes away? And the one thing that I think is the most vital is keeping distance away from other people.
Yes.
When you're in line or just anywhere else, because there's some people who just like to, I don't know, inhale your orbit.
Yeah.
They like get too close to you, and it's just like step back, please. Just give me my personal space.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm tired of the term social distance, but I think they should just call it. It should just be give me space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Give
me some space.
From me.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a fight that almost went down in a Target as I was trying to leave because I was sweating through my mask. But I was walking past the little Starbucks line as everyone's lined up for their nice milkshake coffees. Well, they're milkshakes, but they call them coffees. They're milkshakes. So they're in line. They're in line for their milkshakes at Target, and I just heard this one lady talking to this other lady. She's just like, "That's why this is what I heard. That's why my son had to get out of line. You're too close. You need to stay or keep your social distance. You have to keep your physical distance from me in this line." And then like I hear her go, "Why are you laughing? This isn't funny." And I'm like, "Oh God!" And I grab my daughter. I'm like,
no.
"Run! Just get the fuck out of here now."
Oh no!
I didn't have time to pull out my camera. I didn't want to be that. I was just like, "Oh, I could have been. That could have been it. I could have gone viral this week with whatever fight could have broken out."
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Can you imagine you being the guy that's yelling "World Star"?
Yeah, but between that and Mask Me, this would have been my week. I didn't think ahead of time. Damn.
You want to know the best thing about Mask Me, though? Is that
What's that?
when you got a pimple where your mask goes, the mask is going to cover it when you're out in public. So all you're doing is exposing your wife and kids to it. Who cares? They're used to seeing you anyway. In
That's
all
true,
your
but
glory.
look, I had to put stuff in my hair in order to do that. I'm quite vain. So in order to do this tonight, I had to go do up my hair, even though it's covered with this, and I didn't even take that into consideration. But I made it look good just for you guys.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm really
I got
weird.
my unicorn. This is my farting unicorn shirt.
Oh, that is beautiful. I've never seen you wear that before.
I got that last summer down at the beach.
So
Down the ocean?
Down the ocean, that's where we go. And I don't know what's gonna be like this year, but I ain't wearing a mask if I'm getting them Thrasher's fries. I'm gonna have 2 masks. I'm gonna Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna wear the Thrasher fries bucket as my mask. That way I can eat the fries. And I'll put, I hopefully the Old Bay won't get in my mask knee or nothing, but I'm going to put that on my face, and I'm just going to start eating it like a feed bag. I think that's what they should just start selling down there, because Thrashers, it's potatoes. It's potatoes, and everyone got to eat them,
So Lisa Lazar
down the boardwalk.
Lisa Lazar says it was 101 at Funko Hollywood, and many people on Hollywood Boulevard were not wearing masks on the street. That seems to be happening a lot lately. Places that I go, I've been noticing that there are some people that just aren't straight up not wearing their masks. I guess. I mean, I don't know what's going to end up happening with that. I don't know if like people can just start walking around in stores soon. They're going to uplift that. Like, how's this all going to work? I don't know.
Not
I doubt
here.
Yeah, I don't know. But I mean, things are moving right now. They seem to be moving pretty fast. Like Maryland is doing well, but you have some of these other states that are doing horrible, like Florida, and I think Texas was another one.
Yeah, Florida just broke a record. They had 15,000 new cases.
Oh my.
Yeah, in 24 hours reported. So that's pretty sad. I read that they're 4th in the world behind like countries.
Oh yeah, I know. I saw a list. Yeah,
it goes
that's ridiculous.
like USA, Brazil, I think India, and then Florida.
Yeah,
And Florida's like this big.
you're right. It's terrible. You talked about
Crazy.
being like doing your hair and everything because being vain and all. I've noticed that with me lately because of this whole pandemic. I used to get up in the morning, take a shower right away, make sure I'm all jazzed up and ready to go. throughout this whole thing, like especially on the weekends, because of course I do still work during the week. On the weekends, I just don't do shit. I just wake up and it's just like, who gives a shit? Like, why does it matter if I get dressed and put my hair up? I just throw a hat on and like an old shirt, and I just start walking around the house like no pants on. It's
No
crazy.
pants.
Like things are getting really crazy now, and like
Yeah.
I'm almost to the point where I'm like evaluating if I could just go out to my backyard or do things without any pants on, like just my underpants, and just walk around. Like
I'm not wearing pants right now.
exactly. Neither am I. I'm a straight up balls right on my chair right now. It's incredible. It's a great feeling.
Not for me. Speak for yourself.
I mean, are they?
What do you mean?
is
You don't
he
have
bu-
balls on your chair? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's
Oh.
it's not great.
Oh, great.
How
great.
big are your balls, Chris? That it's infringing on Heather's her orbit.
Hold on. Let me shift. On my one ball.
It's like, are they orbiting? Like, are they like two moons? Just
I got
orbiting
one
around
big
planet
ball. I
Heather?
just kind of sit on it. And I'm shifting back
Orbiting
and forth.
around Heather. But what are you like? What are you happy about? Like, what are you glad that's gonna hopefully stick around? I mean, the distance thing, keeping your space, and the ridiculous $5 alcohol drinks that you can take to go now.
I like
the
that.
32 ounces of just sugar booze bombs. For those who aren't from here, we have a drink in Maryland called an orange crush,
Yes.
which is just fresh orange, like fresh squeezed oranges and vodka, I think.
It's great.
But it's not a screwdriver. It's got other stuff in it too. A triple sec or something is in it. But it's someone created here. Mr. Orange Crush himself created here. And they make
Hopefully
all
we don't
kinds
get
of
an email
crushes,
from him.
coconut crushes, orange crushes,
Grapefruit.
grapefruit crushes,
That's a good
and it's
one.
just basically a 32-ounce thing of booze and sugar that you can just go buy, pay $5, and then leave, and then walk around with it. And they put it in like a little Chinese soup container. It's wonderful. Those are two things I do not want to go away.
Me personally, what I don't want to go away, I really like that now at work. We're doing a lot more meetings on the phone and not having to cram inside of a conference room. I hated that way back when, even before all this. I just hated being in a room with like a room that should house like 20 people and there's 25 like all standing on the sides. I like it that we can just make phone calls and have our meetings that way. We're now living in the future at my company. So I hope that we can continue doing shit like that because I like that.
That would be nice. My stuff's all online anyway that I do, so it doesn't really affect me.
But
And
as far as the social distancing thing, that too for me, because people tend to get too close, at least before this. Like if you went to
people still get too
well,
close.
like at Disney World, people literally would stand on top of you depending on what you were up to or what you were doing. And I hated that. So it's nice to know that we can actually have a real, I guess, social bubble around us and not be judged by it.
Yeah, but it's easier for you because you're taller. If you're shorter, usually when people like crowd you like that, you have less air. You're just breathing in someone's like belly sweat. Like,
Yeah, it gets a little warm down here if there's people around.
Well,
how not a
tall
fan.
are you, Heather?
Like 5'3", I guess.
So you're almost close enough to be in like a fart territory. Like if somebody's
No.
farting, you're in it. Like I'm
No.
6. I'm
Are
like
you-
6 foot, so I'm far away from the farts. But you're almost in the fart range. You're almost up near, very close to a buttocks.
Oh my god.
so
Seriously.
are you saying that Heather is smell line? She's at the smell line,
That's right.
and then since I'm a little bit taller, I'm above the smell line, and like kids are below the smell line.
The smell.
So that way, if somebody, it's like if you're sitting down and like someone stands up and like farts or something, that's the smell line. And that's if you're gonna fart sitting down or stand up and go somewhere else and do it. But if you stand up and do that while someone's sitting down, that's smell line right here.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
can't do that. So
Right.
you got to remember, wherever you're standing, that's where the smell line is.
Right.
So be careful with that smell line. That's 3 things now I've coined this week.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like you just went on Google and you found that, and now you're telling us about it. But that's not.
No,
true.
I had a story. A friend of mine, he got up. We were all sitting down at a table, and he got up and he farted. And I just said, "Dude, that's not cool." You did that right at my smell line. I said, "That's not cool." So that was years ago. So I didn't Google that at all. I didn't even Google Masknate. I just invented it.
Good
So
for you.
yeah, I'm over here creating. I'm creating things. I put on that Hellboy makeup, and damn it, I'm just creating.
You're coining terms. So we have a couple of comments in the comment section here. Again, we're live on YouTube right now. Now criminals have an excuse to cover their face 24/7 when they commit crimes. What do they look like? And then they put basically in parentheses, well, he had nice eyes. That was from Chris Barcode. So that's interesting. I've heard a lot of people talk about that. Dean Blockley said, I saw a video of a pub in Maryland that had a big inflatable that had big inflatable donuts that keep people the correct distance away. That was big news.
And you know what? I think that was down the ocean.
It
was.
It
was down Ocean City.
It was.
AOC, baby.
Right.
Yeah, that's what when I go down to Ocean City, I'm gonna go to that place. I'm gonna put on them inner tubes, and I'm gonna not bump into people, and that's what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be great. I'm real excited about it. I'm gonna get my Orange Crush. It's $5. It's a Lincoln. Toss them a Lincoln, put on the tube, and walk around.
Well, so this also, speaking of Ocean City, this has also given me another reason not to go to Ocean City, because I absolutely hate Ocean City now as an adult. I hate Ocean City so much. So now with all this nonsense that's happening, it means that I don't really have to worry about friends and family or whomever to ask, hey, do you want to go to Ocean City at some point this summer? Like, I don't have to worry about that crap right now. Although my sister's there right now, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah, she went down. I don't know. How do you feel about going to places like that right now? Like going on vacations to like a place like Ocean City, Jason. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'll let you know next week, and then I'll let you know a month from now. So.
Oh no, you're going?
Well, yeah, we had this trip, and we can't. I don't know. We'll see what it's like.
Oh no.
We'll see what it's like. I'm like, well, they have some of these rules that are just like you can, some beaches are like, oh, you can wear a mask. You have to wear a mask if you're on the beach, but if you're in the ocean, you don't have to wear one. And I'm like, why? Is COVID afraid of water? Like it can't. It doesn't afraid of sharks, so it stays inside.
Right.
Well, yeah. You didn't.
Yeah, and everyone's gonna have tan lines like right here. It's gonna look great. Everyone's gonna look like clown face.
Well, what are they enforcing on the beaches?
I don't know. Because it'll change by the time we get down there. But that's not till end of August. So
I don't think there's any masks on the beach in Ocean City right now.
Yeah, but they have that stuff in Delaware, so everyone from Delaware is going to come down to Ocean City. I don't know. I don't go to the boardwalk, even though I claim I go down there for Thrasher's fries. But you can get them delivered with Uber. Go Uber or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. It'll be interesting, right? It'll be interesting. But next weekend we're taking next weekend we're taking a trip for a couple days just to get away, and just go someplace where no one else is.
Yeah, I am personally. I told Heather at the beginning.
I'm not excited about it, but it'll be nice to just not be here. Nothing against here, but it'll be nice not to be here.
Yeah,
it's nice to be away from home.
To have an option, because you think throughout everything, if you're ever feeling like down and just like, God, you know what, things are really, I'm stressed out. I can't do anything. I'm just going to go take a trip. I'm going to go drive to New York, or I'm going to go drive over here, or, hey, why don't we just let's just book a trip somewhere. I should be getting ready for Comic-Con this week, or for next week.
Right.
But I'm not. So it's, you can't go anywhere. Can't go to, like, oh, maybe go take a trip to Canada. Can't go to Canada. Can't do any of that. So all of my stuff that I would normally do can't. But I'll be able to go to Williamsburg. They can't take that from me yet.
What do you do in Williamsburg? Do you really go to Williamsburg?
That's where we're going next weekend.
Oh, you are? I thought you were going to Ocean City. What are you doing in Williamsburg?
I don't know.
Oh, okay, just hanging out.
It's enough hours away where we could say we went somewhere.
That's awesome.
I've never been there.
I used to go.
That's when I went there on my honeymoon.
That's awesome.
Not very exciting.
No?
Well, the honeymoon was fine.
Good. No, I like Williamsburg. My grandmother used to take my sister and I every single year. We would meet her brother there, and I have 3 cousins who would be there, and it was a blast. We did historic Williamsburg once, and then all the other years we did Busch Gardens and Water Country, and it was so much fun.
I'm just gonna ask them where's all the stuff from Hamilton.
Good.
Hey, we're here to see the stuff from Hamilton. Was it here in Williamsburg? No. Well, this trip is bullshit. Where's Aaron Burr? I like that guy. I mean, I want to hear him. Where's he singing? I want to hear singing.
Yeah, I have no want or need to go anywhere right now. I don't think you could pay me to go anywhere right now. We had family that lives in Florida that wanted to come up here, and I told them, I said, to be honest with you, for me, it's not a very good idea. I would rather if this didn't happen. And they decided to cancel their trip. I'm willing to like sit this one out for a little while. Of course, summer is now gone. For the most part, we're not going to be able to go anywhere for the summertime. Today, the new Ghostbusters film was supposed to drop. So like that would be my excitement for, was it today or this weekend?
It would have been this weekend.
Yeah, this weekend. That would have been exciting. We'd be going to the movies.
We would be going to the
see
movies Thursday.
And now that's gone. And
this is interesting.
It's frustrating.
This is real interesting. Playing All Time says, I'm going to the movies tonight. It's at the mall parking lot.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
So Walmart is actually doing a lot of that too. But they're playing film. Yeah, but they're playing older movies. But it's like a drive-in.
That's cool.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Are they putting in like a VHS of like Welcome to Mooseport or something?
No, but what I think it is that they charge people to come to watch, and that's how they can make some more money because maybe they've lost a lot of money throughout all this. I don't know. Maybe that's going to help them, or maybe they think that's good for people for their like family outings. I'm not really sure what the whole idea is around that. I did want to point out that Jimmy Tauber says, I saw bikinis advertised on Facebook with matching face masks. Now it's a 3-piece. That's incredible. I haven't seen that yet.
That's funny.
Now it's its own industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
An industry has been created, and there it'll be.
Yeah, so masks are like that's the hot commodity now, and people are willing to buy all sorts of masks. My mom called or texted me tonight, and she's like, hey, I have a mask that I bought from her, I guess her hairdresser. And she goes, I have an extra one. I bought 3. It was 3 for 10 or something. She goes, do you want one? I was like, I guess I'll take an extra mask.
Nice.
But I mean, people are selling masks and making masks and everything else. It's kind of a crazy thing now, this whole mask thing.
I actually, at the beginning of everything, because, you couldn't find the surgical masks anywhere. And all you had was if you knew somebody that made a mask, you could, get that mask, I guess. But I decided, okay, I'm going to make us masks. And I bought all this fabric. I bought a ton of fabric. I know how to sew. I'm pretty good at it. I bought a ton of fabric. I was like, I'm going to make these masks. I'm going to get Chris some Avengers fabric. I'm going to get myself some Harry Potter fabric. I'm going to make us some awesome masks. The fabric did not arrive for like 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh.
And I decided in the meantime I was going to buy some masks. And now I just have a bunch of fabric sitting on our couch in the living room because I don't feel like making any masks.
Well, get to it. Come on. This could be our chance. You should have Gaso masks.
Oh.
We should, but...
The Gaso mask. And they do an entire GasoCast in masks about masked pops.
Yeah,
that could be your subject.
Oh my God!
Look at the ideas that are just flowing out of my head today. Jesus,
it's funny because
somebody snag me up quickly.
Somebody at work actually mentioned we should make masks, and I was like, GasoCast masks. That's interesting because of course now.
I thought like a team building exercise, just like, hey guys, let's make masks instead of working.
Right. But I mean, I guess people are walking billboards now with their masks on, with these different logos and things on them. Chris Barco says, I want a TMNT shredder mask. That's cool. And then he coined it gassed mask. That's awesome.
Gassed mask.
That's great. I like that idea.
To prevent your maskne.
Right.
No, to prevent you from being in the smell line.
Right.
And the smell, it's
The
all
gas
coming together.
mask.
Right.
Yeah. It's just, this is now very I coined a lot tonight. So
You really have, and it's coming full circle, which it normally does at the end of the podcast, but we've only been in it about, what, 30 minutes or so?
yeah, I get
Yeah,
yes.
He's moving right along, as they say. He has no idea.
Yes, sure, whatever.
Phoenix Hogan says, I would so buy a GasoCast mask. Oh, no kidding.
Aw.
Wow, thank you.
They're going to retail for $50. It's
Right.
going to be great.
Exactly.
Yes, because Heather
all the-
doesn't feel like making them.
Yeah, Heather, all the proceeds are going to go to Heather.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, she has no charity at all. She just wants the money. So, there you go.
Thank you.
Phoenix Hogan
Thanks,
said,
guys.
Phoenix Hogan said, my husband and I want to take a Disney vacation, but we are waiting until the COVID crap calms down. Good idea.
Yeah.
Seeing that Disney is opening some of their parks and stuff, that's like one place I would not go right now, like for sure, because people totally get close to each other at Disney World. In fact, what's funny is at the beginning of this year, Heather and I visited Disney World. And when we got back from Disney World, we realized that COVID is this huge thing, and people were already, distancing and all this stuff. We had no idea, and we were running around Disney World. To be honest with you, honest to God, when we came back and we heard about that, I was sort of fearful that maybe we could have picked it up there.
Well,
But of course, we were okay.
yeah.
But we were very close to a lot of people that entire trip, so that's kind of miraculous, if you ask me.
Well,
Well,
no,
no,
because I don't think it had made it here just yet. But it was very
No,
close.
it was here. It was here by then.
No,
It was.
It was on the West Coast. It didn't make it
And
its way east for a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
So I had taken back-to-back trips to San Diego and New York, back-to-back weekends in February. So that was right before everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and I didn't catch it. And you want to know why? It's a booch.
Yeah.
I drink booch.
Yep. You
And
beat
as a
the
result, I'm invincible. I just don't get sick or anything else anymore. So drink more booch. You could tell the states that don't drink enough booch. I'm looking at you, Florida. You just start making more kombucha in Florida just to combat this stuff.
Speaking,
That's what I think.
Combat with kombucha. Combat with kombucha.
Kombucha.
Speaking of Invincible, did you happen to see the new? You were a Boys fan, right? From Amazon.
Mhm.
So, did you see the new trailer for the new season of Boys?
No, I didn't know that was.
Boy, it's a real humdinger. You ever hear anybody say that, Heather?
Yeah, I do.
It's going to be really good. I mean, how could it not be really, really good?
So they were able to. I guess they finished production like right before all of this went down.
Must have, because it's coming out in September, ladies and gentlemen. Boys season 2 this September. So just in a couple months, we'll have a new season of Boys. I'm so excited about it. I love that damn show.
Yeah, I like the original Amazon programming way more than original Netflix programming. I just feel like Netflix original programming is like somebody who watched HBO and tried to do their best to mimic it, and they didn't do a good enough job. It just always feels like something's off. Like these would be like direct-to-video stuff in a lot of ways.
If you mean it just feels cheap.
Yeah, even like the Unsolved Mysteries, like the Tiger King. It was like, like looking back, like, it's crazy, but the documentary itself could have been shorter, and yeah, I just didn't. It dragged on,
Well,
right?
Hold on. Let's talk about this for a second, because now you dropped a bombshell. So you're saying that Netflix TV shows overall feel cheap?
They do, and I haven't watched Ozark yet, so
Okay,
I can't
Ozark-
comment on that one.
Ozark is the best show ever made, number 1.
Okay.
Number 2, the production value is very good. But let's talk Stranger Things. If you're saying that it seems cheap, what about Stranger Things? What? Are you kidding me?
Look, I watched the first season, and it was fine.
Oh my god!
But it was fine. But it just, I don't know. It don't, compared to like HBO. HBO just makes like incredible looking shows. And even like the Amazon stuff with like Jack Ryan, like that stuff looks great and it feels like a real show. But it just, sometimes some of the stuff on Netflix doesn't match up. Like the
Heather, you hearing
documentaries on
what he's
HBO. Well, look at the I'm talking the documentaries on HBO too. Like McMillions, much well put together than any documentary that Netflix can do. And like the Unsolved Mysteries, it's like okay. And the first episode's about Baltimore, by the way. So
we just finished Unsolved Mysteries. It was fantastic, and I thought that the production was really good on it. But maybe there's something wrong with my eyes. I don't know.
No, it's not that. I missed. It would be nice. There's no Robert Stack any longer. He's dead.
But so hold on, real quick. While we're on,
I missed having a host.
So while we're on the subject, I believe that they decided not to go with a host because Robert Stack, you cannot get anybody that's going to be like a Robert Stack. They tried doing it with another. If you remember, when I think Unsolved Mysteries went away for a while and then it came back, it had a different host, and that host was no good. Like it wasn't as good as the original. Because remember, Robert Stack would like walk out of like a dark alley. He's like, "Hey, let me talk to you about things."
Well, and he had such an incredible, iconic voice, and it was it's the guy from Airplane.
Well, not even that. He was Ultra Magnus. I mean, come on, let's not forget.
Open, damn it, open.
Open, damn it, open. But here's the thing, they couldn't reproduce Robert Stack. So what's the best way of going about it? Not have a guy at all, no host. Just completely just do the show. Don't worry about a host and let the people speak. They are the host. The people that are being interviewed are the host of the show and of the episode. I think it's brilliant.
I still would like uh-oh, my phone. Damn it. Why someone got a call right now?
Oh, come on. It's Robert Stack. He's like, Jason, stop judging.
It's Mr. Netflix.
Yeah,
how dare you? How dare you insult us? How dare you? I'll be like, I remember when you were just a mail-away DVD company. You shut up, Netflix. You shut up.
Jimmy Talber says Chernobyl was fantastic. Haven't watched it yet. I really do want to watch that.
Again, HBO. If we're comparing the two networks, HBO kills Netflix every 100 times.
I don't know if I agree with that.
There's no comparison. And again, I haven't watched Ozark, so I can't speak
Ozark is the best show ever made. And don't forget that. Dean Blockley has a question for Jason. And Jason, I think now is the time we can ask this question in between our hateful Netflix comments. I kind of want to steer away from that because it's painful. Jason, are you doing a virtual fun days this year?
No, are they doing
doing a virtual fun day? Have you heard anything about what they're going to do this year?
I believe there's going to be a little something. It's not going to be like what they did for Emerald City or anything. You're not going to have like 4 days of giveaways, but I think they're working on a little something for the fanatics out there.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I'm like fairly certain.
Okay. Oh, he's winking. He's either winking or having a stroke. Which one is Jason?
I was having a spasm.
Oh, okay. I hope Fanatics Day Out can happen this year because I know you've talked about it and.
Yeah, it's looming, right? And it doesn't look good. No. I'll just put it that way. It's just look, we still in Maryland we still can't have gatherings over 75 people. I don't foresee that changing anytime soon. So we'll see. Who knows? Everything could change. I'm not putting anything past this year. This year is just going to keep going and going and going until it's just we've had enough of it. That's it.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sucks big time.
Yeah, I would love nothing more than to have already hosted FDO for this year, and I can't. So we'll see.
Sucks big time.
Yeah, we'll see.
So Netflix is awesome. We all love it. Oh, I'm sorry. Jason hates it. He thinks Netflix is trash. Name one show on Netflix you like. One.
On Netflix?
Yes.
That was produced by Oh, I Think You Should Leave.
What?
The show called I Think You Should Leave.
I've
talked about that. Yeah, that show with Tim Robbins. We've talked about this.
Have we talked about it?
Yeah, it's the one with the guy from Saturday Night Live who has his own sketch show.
Heather says she doesn't remember anything, so I guess she's not the
that-
right person to ask.
You know who would remember that? Tom Studholm would remember that.
Yes, he would. He has a great
Yeah, he
memory.
our
don't.
super fan.
Yeah.
The other thing that Netflix did that I liked was, I'm just gonna stick with that one. I'm still
it?
mad. Look, I'm mad at them over the whole community thing. That's ultimately where all this is coming from. That's all.
All right. Well, that's all you got to say,
They
huh?
should not have pulled that episode. Had nothing to do with what they're saying. So, caca to them.
So you're not happy with that move?
No, I bought the Blu-ray, so now I have it. Yeah, so that's what I did. But yeah, I got the new HBO Max. Apparently, if you had the subscription, you get that. I thought would have to get it otherwise because I was getting ready to cancel HBO. And then they're just like, "Oh, you get HBO Max," and I was like, "Oh, really?" So I went and downloaded that, and boy howdy, let me tell you, that is
Excuse
one
me, what?
awesome
What'd you
app.
say? Boy, howdy? What's that?
Boy howdy, let me tell you what. Or as they say in Baltimore, I'll tell you what, I don't know, but I'll tell you what, that's a good app. It really is, though. They have Looney Tunes, DC. You can watch the Snyder cut on there.
Oh yeah, that's going to be the big draw. Is that they're going to
It's there
do,
now.
Yeah,
It's there now.
what the Snyder the Snyder cut of what?
Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, that's been out. No, the Snyder cut that everybody is amped for is Justice League. That's the one that has not been released. So there's a Snyder cut of Justice League, and they actually put in like an extra $25 million, I think, in order to finish his vision.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought it was Batman versus Superman. That's how much I paid attention to that national nightmare.
Yeah, so Batman versus Superman. The thing with Zack Snyder, while we're on the subject, is that he apparently makes projects and he makes them way too long. Excuse me. And they can't put them in the theater because they're too long, or maybe like DC makes him cut them down because they are too long for the audience. I don't know what the whole thing is, but his features apparently include a lot more than what you actually see when you go to the theater. So Batman versus Superman, when they released the film in the theater, you got a smaller cut. Then when they released it on Blu-ray, I believe that's when they released the Snyder, aka Snyder cut. Well, Justice League, in the middle of filming Justice League, there was a family tragedy for Zack Snyder. Mm-hmm. So he ended up passing the baton to, what is his name? The guy that did the Avengers film. I can't remember his name now. But anyway, passed the baton to him.
Iron Man? It was Iron Man.
Yeah, it was Iron Man himself. No, it was, I can't remember his name now. But he passed the baton to him to finish the film. And apparently that version of the film, Zack Snyder did not agree with at all. He didn't like it. So all the fans were saying, "Oh my God, we want a good version of Justice League. Can we get it? Zack Snyder, where's the cut? Where's the cut?" Snyder. And
Schneider was from. I
always say Schneider. So Zack Snyder, Joss Whedon. Thank you, Jimmy Tauber. Joss Whedon is the guy. Thank you, Ryan Thomas as well. Joss Whedon was the guy that they passed the baton to. So they want the fans. They knew that there was a Zack Snyder cut of the film. What? You're screwing with me. They wanted a Zack Snyder cut of the film, and it was like one of those things. Like, did it really exist or not? It was like legend. And one day he released like a tweet, and it's like, it does exist, and we're going to be releasing it to you on HBO Max or whatever. So apparently the film itself is going to be cut up into slices, like 4 different parts, and released on HBO Max, almost like a long form television show or something. It's
like they did with Hateful Eight on Netflix. They've released it in like a mini series of 4 hour-long episodes.
I did not know
added additional footage. So that's one good thing Netflix did. Well, 2 good things: the show I Think You Should Leave and the Hateful Eight miniseries. So there's 2.
So I personally looked into getting HBO Max. Apparently, if you have Hulu, it comes with Hulu now. I have a free version of Hulu, that it has the commercials like in the shows that you're watching. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and cancel my free version from Sprint. I get it through Sprint, and go for the real version with the free HBO Max, because I like Hulu anyway. Why not have HBO Max to go with it? That way I'll be ready for the Snyder cut of Justice League, which I want to
Everybody, all the superheroes are gonna be just wearing denim jackets and fixing stuff in the apartment.
And the thing that really sucks is that I really liked the Justice League version that was released by Joss Whedon. I enjoyed it, and my friend told me, who's a big DC fan, and you guys out there might agree. He says, well, you're an MCU guy. You're a Marvel Cinematic Universe guy. You like Marvel stuff. So, of course, you like that version. That's not the right one. And I was like, that really sucks. I hate the fact that they release a film and they're like, okay, in about 2 years, we're going to release a real version of the film. And it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, I just paid to see it in the theater, number one. Number two, I paid for it, possibly if I really liked it, to have it at home digitally or in hard copy. Now you're telling me there's another copy of the film? Like, what is this? I just think that's crappy to me. I don't like that. I don't like that people can go back and fix their mistakes and say, well, I'm sorry that the movie sucked. It's the reason for that is because of the studios or whatever. So I'm going to release the version that is the real version. It's like, oh, dude, come on. That's kind of shitty. I don't know. That's just my take on it.
That's your take. That's all you got to say about that.
And that's all I got to say about that.
This is the Baltimore sign off, but you know what? What do I know? What do I know? What do I know?
Yeah.
But the HBO Max, let me finish pitching you on this app because it's that good.
You're gonna pitch me? Okay, go ahead.
I'm pitching you. They have all the DC stuff. They have Looney Tunes. They have all Turner Classic Movies attached to it.
What?
The Turner Classic Movies stuff. I went down the list of these old movies. If you like Akira Kurosawa movies, they got it. They have stuff from M by Fritz Lang. They have all these old westerns. They had Network. I finally watched Network after it's been out for over 40 some years.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a great movie. It's a guy that the phrase, I'm mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore. So stand up, god damn it, and get angry. Yeah, it's a great movie. It's really great, and it really predicted the future of news media. It's amazing. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. Loved it. But just the amount of content that's quality, so you don't have to sit there and scroll like a certain other streaming service, scroll through direct-to-video crap that no one's ever going to watch, starring something who no one cares about.
Yeah, no, I get you there, because Netflix is a lot of filler. There's a lot of filler there. I will say that their documentaries are very good. I really do like Netflix documentaries. Agree with me or not on that. I do like a lot of their shows, like The Umbrella Academy, which I still need to finish. Of course, Ozark, the best show ever made of all time. And then Stranger Things I really happen to enjoy. I liked Orange is the New Black there for a while. I don't really like it. I didn't like how it ended or where it went.
It's still on?
Yeah. I think it did end.
I think it did end, but
we never finished it. Yeah. So that was just okay. There's a lot of other shows on there. Like the Daredevil TV show was fantastic. I mean, there's a couple of really good things on there.
The first season of Daredevil was great, and then half of the second season. You're right.
So if Netflix if Netflix happened to make a deal with one of these big studios out there, I don't know who they would make a deal with now because Disney practically owns everything, but they made a deal with a studio that they would bring on all of their films. Netflix could really have some good stuff, but for now they have a lot. They do have some movies that are good, like Indiana Jones I think is on there. Back to the Future, that's great. Mm-hmm. But they have a lot of crap that nobody wants to watch, unfortunately, and that really sucks.
But you can also watch Indiana Jones on Disney Plus.
Right.
I think.
Right.
Pretty sure it's on there. And I think it's on Amazon as well.
I don't know if it's on. Maybe. Possibly.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Phoenix Hogan says, Phoenix Hogan said, well, George Lucas did it in response to releasing the film and all that. So, you could say that, yes. But in my opinion, those 3 films were fantastic upon release. They never needed any updates at all. When they updated the original trilogy, they ended up doing worse things to it. So that is sort of not the greatest. I don't know. That's not the greatest
I just want those original versions restored without any alteration.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it would sell so damn much? There
It
would
really
just be a
would.
million sales for it.
Jonathan Velasquez says sometimes director's cuts are more generous with material they couldn't include because of things like ratings and studio limited running time. Totally agree with that. But the fact is that it's
Well-
the Snyder cut. It's
Snyder.
The Snyder cut. I don't know. There's just something about it. Like a director's cut is one thing, but Snyder is now going to make an entirely new movie. Like they're including a lot of the stuff that he had filmed, but they're filming more. They need millions of dollars more to give us the end product. Personally, I think that's crap. I mean, that's just crappy. Like
But-
if he had filmed a bunch of stuff already, and he just had to put it all back together, that makes sense to me. But I don't know.
Well, it still takes time and money to tinker with something. The best thing I could offer is, as far as like director's cuts goes, Blade Runner. They finally get it right on the very last one that they tried. So there's like 5 different cuts of this movie out there.
Oh God, yeah.
And the original Blade Runner is so much different than what wound up being the final cut, like the final definitive edition from Ridley Scott. And I'm grateful for that because it's such an amazing movie, and now it's finally in the cut that's it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Worthwhile. I said worthwhile, which is another Baltimore thing.
That's
worthwhile.
I hate Blade Runner. I just don't like the movie. I never have. I've tried to like it on several occasions. I just can't like it, and I know it sucks.
Had I known that, I never would have lent you Streets of Fire. So this all makes sense now.
So now that you've said something about Netflix, now I've hurt you. So we've hurt each other tonight.
We're just taking shots, and meanwhile, Heather's just like loving life because she hates Blade Runner and Netflix.
So a couple of things. Jonathan Velasquez says, I don't think they're doing any additional filming. From my understanding and reading what I've read about Justice League, they will be doing additional filming. That's my understanding. In fact, a lot of the actors like Ben Affleck and the guy that played Superman, apparently those two guys were not going to be in the DC films anymore. And somehow it seems like they're coming back. I don't know if that's official or not. I keep reading things everywhere. And I also wanted to point out there's a guy named Derek who came in and he just literally said PPG sucks. And I just think that's awesome. Because it's almost as if he saw what the title was of this broadcast. He jumps in. He doesn't even care about what we're saying. He does not even pay attention that we're not talking about PPG anymore. And he just says PPG sucks. I just think that's brilliant. Derek, thank you for that. You're awesome. That was the best comment of the night.
It's like coming into a room, farting, and leaving.
No, it's like just walking into a room and saying, dinner here, to a restaurant. Dinner here sucks. Never eaten there before, and just walk out. Done. That's it.
That's like the definition of like online comments. Like you go into someone's conversation and just like scream "World Star Hip Hop" or
World Star.
That's all it is.
Ryan Thomas says the Watchmen TV show was amazing. Thanks, Jason, for the recommendation.
And who made that one? HBO.
HB blows.
That Watchmen show was like, it blew my fucking mind. Like it's great. It was just wonderful. What a great like continuation of that story. I liked it. And I learned something.
What'd you learn?
I didn't know about that I didn't know about the Tulsa thing. I didn't know that. That was never taught to me.
I have no idea. I have no idea. I never watched it.
Oh, watch it. It's your mind will be blown.
I have a hard time watching it because it's over.
Here's your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes Watchmen. That's the noise it would make too.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm having a really hard time doing anything else but watching the show Roseanne because it's on Amazon and I love Roseanne. And that's all I've been watching lately. Yep. Jimmy Tauber says the Punisher was my favorite. I wish they could keep that going. They are. So I read something today that they are picking possibly. Now it could be bullshit. but they said that they're or this article,
Was this
and I don't
was
remember.
this on Cosmic News?
No, it wasn't on Cosmic News. It was
We
somewhere.
got this covered.
It was somewhere that I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting because it could be real. They said that they were going to try to reboot the Punisher series with the same actor, that Shane from Walking Dead. So I'm hoping that's the
John Bernthal.
John
Isn't that his
Bernthal,
name?
who I love.
Yeah.
I love John Bernthal.
Not enough to remember his name.
John Bernthal in Walking Dead, best performance of all of Walking Dead, in my opinion. He just was fantastic. Rick had his moments, but
Nah, Negan.
amazing.
Sorry.
No, Negan had great performances, but man, John Bernthal in that show,
John
it just
Bernthal did
it
good.
seemed real to me. Like his madness and his character just seemed like a real thing. It really blew my mind. Shooting Star 176 said, "I love Roseanne." You know what, Shooting Star, I love you too. I love Roseanne.
They didn't say they love
no,
you.
No,
They
no.
just
But
said
I'm telling them I love them too, as well as Roseanne for saying that. I really
okay.
appreciate you.
Well, that's good.
I love Roseanne. It's my favorite.
Also going on right now, I've been getting back into getting some physical media again for like the movies that I really, really enjoy. For example, the Shout Factory Select version of Cuffs that I purchased last year, and the Shout Factory Select version of Streets of Fire, which I lent you and ruined your days when you finally watched it.
It wasn't hard. Heather really didn't like it. I thought it was okay.
It's not
Now-
that I didn't like it. It's just that I couldn't focus on it because I didn't like it, I guess.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's just I couldn't pay attention because I didn't like it. But right now on Barnes & Noble, on their website, and I'm not getting paid to do this, I just would love to point this out. They're having their semi-annual 50% off Criterion disc sale. So, yeah. So if you're like me and you like getting like some of your favorite movies getting like the royal treatment, head out there. I picked up Time Bandits and a Robert Altman movie called Shortcuts, and they were $20 instead of $40. And there's this like $200 some Godzilla set that like has 17 movies in it, and it's half off. So instead of like $200 some, it's $100 some.
Whoa.
So yeah, and these are like best, wonderful quality, absolutely amazing. But if you like good old movies or even good new movies, they do a lot of Wes Anderson they'll do Criterion editions of his movies. Ooh. So you can get all his movies in that specific set. Excellent. And there's it's great. They got commentary. They put a lot of special features in it too. So if you like a movie a lot, that's a good place to it. Excellent. So that's my pitch. Get HBO Max and then go to Barnes and Noble. I feel like I'm in the 90s. Go to the bookstore to buy movies. That'd be great.
Natalie says, didn't Henry Cavill leave Superman role for the Witcher series? He did not leave one for the other. All I know is that he left the Superman role. Apparently, he said he wasn't going to come back, but apparently now he might be or is. So I don't know what's going on. I don't keep up with DC so much, but it seems like that's kind of the angle. I believe they want to bring back all the same people from the Justice League world, that DC series, and keep them all together still. And I hope they do that because they were really onto something. That's the bottom line.
Well,
great.
At least you said it.
There was something, hold on. There was something here that I wanted to respond to. Oh, so about Justice League, real quick. Justice League, DC,
guys in the back.
My idea for Justice League and DC was the exact opposite of the Avengers saga. Was MCU, Marvel. They start with a Justice League film, and then whatever happens there, they're all defeated somehow, and they make films based on the characters, and they each get their own films after that. I thought that's how it should have been done. They didn't do that. So I'm hoping that those actors stick around because I really like them. I love Ben Affleck as Batman, so I hope that sticks. I want to see him come back. Batfleck. I think it's great.
I'm eager to see Robert Pattinson's version of it, but that
Me too.
It seems interesting. But that's supposed
really
to be like a one-off, right?
I think.
I have no idea, but I want to see that as well.
Heather thinks he's hot.
No, I do not. I am not attracted
She liked
to
that
him
hog
in any way, shape, or form. I just think it is a very interesting, mix. I think it'll be very strange.
She likes Robert Pattinson's hog.
Okay.
Well, the thing I was, he's much better than Twilight, which those movies do not age well.
No.
They did not.
They weren't even good when they came out, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway.
Okay.
So, a couple things. One, did you watch Hamilton? I've mentioned Hamilton before, but did we watch it?
No.
No.
You should.
I've heard that.
I have now watched it 5 times
But
since
you also
last
like
weekend.
musicals.
I do.
I
But
do
this
not.
is
We're not a fan
It's-
of musicals.
oh, it's so great though. It's
I've
so
heard
great.
It's very good.
Anyone Yeah, and I was hesitant at first because usually when the hype train is that full, where they're just like, "Oh, you have to see it," I didn't want to spend $1,000 on 2 tickets to go see it up in Broadway.
Yeah.
But what perfect timing to bring this out! One thing I hope that happens because of the success of this, because it is very successful. I'm hoping that other musicals will get the same treatment, so that way I can watch Book of Mormon, for example, which I love probably more than Hamilton, but both very good. So if you got 2.5 hours to spare, flip on that Hamilton and try and get the songs out of your head, because I have been unsuccessful for 1 week. And I'm like, oh, maybe if I just put the soundtrack on in the car, I'll be able to get it out. Nope, it made it worse. Every morning I wake up with a new song stuck in my head, and I'm just like, no, just stop. But I even bought the book.
Wow.
Oh my
So I'm
god.
going to read this. Yeah, and look at my bookmark.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, that looks familiar.
The
That's
other thing I
fancy.
did today, because I wanted a treat. I wanted a summer treat.
Okay.
So I decided to make a winterish dessert. I made a cherry cobbler.
Yum.
Good for you.
You know how you make that summer, Jason?
Wow.
Put some vanilla ice cream on top.
We were talking about the vanilla ice cream, but we didn't want to go out because my
Mm.
pants were already off.
Ah.
And once in this household, once the pants come off, there's no going out. That's it. That decision was made hours ago. It would have been great with that. And I swapped the recipe out a little bit. I put a little extra lemon juice they didn't call for. I put a little lemon zest in the crust
Ooh.
or the crumb topping.
Mhm.
And I threw in some almond extract because there's nothing that makes a fruit more delicious than almonds. But I got to ask you, what is the best? Because I've been craving a lot of fruit, and I ate an entire watermelon myself over the course of 3 days.
Yeah, I love watermelon.
I mean, not the rind. The rind,
Yeah, that's
I
good. Don't do
didn't
that.
eat that. But I bought a thing of strawberries, blackberries, and raspberries, and this watermelon, and I just basically is eating the crap out of it. But let me ask you, we've talked about our favorite summer foods and our favorite foods in general, but what's the favorite summer treat as far as something that you have to have for your desserts, whether it be for breakfast dessert, lunch dessert, or dinner dessert?
Okay, I can do this. So, right now, I don't know if you saw,
Tell me.
But-
Tell me.
Mission Barbecue has their peach cobbler back, and I'm all about that.
That's what inspired me.
Yep. It's delicious. I love peach cobbler. Mission Barbecue has a fantastic peach cobbler. I'd prefer to make it at home, but I'm also too lazy, so I don't. But I love
You
a
also-
peach cobbler.
The advantage of cobblers I've found is that the fruit themselves don't have to be necessarily overly sweet.
Right.
Because you put enough sugar in there to mask that. But yeah, oh god, nothing like a good cobbler. I may actually have a third thing of it. I
Oh.
rushed through dinner, I ate a half a bowl of pasta just so I could go, can I have my dessert now?
Yeah, I love cobblers. Apple cobbler or
Mhm.
apple cobbler. I don't know.
Yeah, I like the one with no crust in the bottom.
Mhm.
It's just the crumbly
cobbler
stuff on the top.
Yeah, it's good.
The crumbly stuff on top. I like
Yeah.
that.
It's
Yeah.
delicious.
Natalie says Hamilton was fantastic. I was pleasantly surprised. I agree with Jason. I hope they make more Broadway musicals out for the public instead of paying so much for to watch them.
Yeah, just make it more accessible. And if people are like, oh, it's going to ruin the theater experience. It's just like seeing baseball on TV doesn't ruin the baseball experience. Seeing a concert on DVD doesn't ruin that. Give me a break.
Jonathan Velasquez says, in Jason's house, just remember, when the pie comes out, the pans come off.
No, here's a secret. Here's the thing. Whenever I cook, I'll wear an apron, but I cannot wear anything constrictive. So I cook in like, I'll have like special cooking pants, which is basically just elastic pants that I'll wear because I can't, like if I cook in jeans, I'll start getting sweaty. I need the ventilation at the bottom. I need to be able to do this. So I don't want to say I cook in my underwear, but we're only like one layer of clothing away from cooking in our underwear anyway. So what's the big deal?
Nude, perhaps.
Well, I don't want to do that because I don't want to burn anything.
Is that when you cooked my turkey meatballs with the pumpkin sauce in? Was your underpants?
Oh, I didn't cook them in. I was in my underpants. I didn't cook the meatballs in my
underpants.
Okay,
God!
You took that literally.
Good.
Well, Chris, what about you? So, what do you like to do?
Yeah,
what is your favorite summer treat?
Oh, hold on. Shooting Star just said a good one. Strawberry shortcake. I'm with you. I love strawberry shortcake.
You know, if that's a big Balmer thing too. Everyone likes their strawberry shortcake over here. I'll tell you.
I do not discriminate against desserts. I will eat just about any dessert you can throw at me. I love dessert.
But you have to be able to throw it. What about dessert you can place at you? You have to be able to throw it. I won't eat that. You can't throw it at me.
You can throw anything if you set your mind to it, right?
That's true. If you have the strength. Do you have the strength to do it?
Did you just say right?
Right?
Right. It sounded like you were injured at the end. So my summer treat. I mean, I don't know. I really like snowballs.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good enough? Is that a good answer?
I'll accept it.
Yeah, that's my answer because I love a good snowball.
But you being a non-condiment person, do you not get marshmallow on it?
No, he does not.
Well, no. Hold on, back up. Now I don't
because the marshmallow is a condiment.
It's a dessert
No, I
condiment.
like marshmallow, but I don't do it because I get the diet version of the snowball because they offer that. I do that because I don't like all the sugar. I don't like as an adult, sugar, like a high concentration of sugar just makes me feel sick. So I don't really do it that often, but I'd probably do if it was a special weekend where we go to get snowballs or something, I would get marshmallow on it. I actually like marshmallow in the center, not on top. Because once you have it in the center, it all kind of gets down in there, and it's really good. Tastes good.
I do not care for it in the center. It needs to be on the top and overflowing and getting everywhere in the car and your face and your hands. It's just the marshmallow never ends. Mm-hmm. And for those of you who are not from Baltimore listening, snowball's a very Maryland thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Maryland, we get snowballs every summer. I'm dipping into this voice so much, I'm going to wind up talking like it permanently again.
Yeah.
But it's just basically, it's not a snow cone and it's not a Slurpee. So it's not like a slushie, but it's basically crushed, like shaved ice, essentially, or crushed ice. And so it's similar to a snow cone, but then they pour all the flavoring in it. And some places go overboard with that.
Yeah.
But then they'll put sometimes ice cream on the bottom. Sometimes you get marshmallow on top. But my favorite one, I think we've talked about this too, but my favorite flavor is egg custard.
Yep, same here.
It's my new flavor for this year for me is the egg custard for Jason.
Real quick to explain, egg custard snowball, it's literally a snowball and it's egg custard. It's a syrup. It's not the actual custard. It's an orange syrup that they put on top of it.
They don't crack an egg over the ice.
So it's orange syrup that they put on top that tastes like egg custard. It has an egg custard taste.
It tastes very sweet. I don't even know if it tastes like egg custard.
It's just a ball. It's a Marylander thing.
It's almost like, what would you say? Like almost like cream soda type of flavor, but not
sort of kind of.
Yeah, similar to a cream soda, but not quite.
I can't explain it. I'm just like it's egg custard, and it's neither egg or custard, which sounds like a coffee talk thing from SNL.
Coffee talk.
Talk amongst yourselves. The egg custard is neither egg nor custard. Discuss. All right, I'm better. Getting off a Clem.
So we have officially hit an hour and 9 minutes.
Wow.
So we've done a long episode, a fun episode. This was a great episode. I'm glad we went live for this one. We almost didn't. I almost did a YouTube thing, then disconnected and went and did the podcast. Hopefully you guys are enjoying doing podcasts like this live. We have 27 viewers. We were up in the 40s there for a while. almost close to 50 a couple times. So if you guys dig this, we would love to know. Leave us some feedback. It's always good to know what we're doing right versus things that you don't really like or dig so much. And I love having a live audience during the podcast. It's nice to get people's viewpoints, and it's nice to have people chiming in along the way. I think it's fun.
And tell us about your Maskney horrible
There you go.
stories.
That's right.
Yeah.
I hope I was going to read a couple more comments. I
Go
hope
for it.
Jason does a future episode entirely in his Baltimore accent. Throw in a bit of Donkey from Shrek. Also, Dean Blockley says from Australia, good pal of ours.
Hey, Shrek!
Shooting Star 176 says a snowball sounds good. Jonathan Velasquez says, I think snowballs are like really fancy Hawaiian shaved ice. They have a lot of great toppings as well. I'm going to have to find one ASAP. It's 90 degrees outside. Yeah, sort of. I don't know if you would say, they come in like really crappy styrofoam cups. They're not fancy at all.
So here's
Sometimes
the thing.
paper.
You can't have styrofoam cups in Maryland any longer. So those are getting phased out. So they're all paper now, for the most part.
Are we getting paper when we go get them? I thought
Yes.
are they paper?
Yes.
Huh, I didn't know.
Chick-fil-A, their sodas and their soft drinks, the big one that used to come in the styrofoam,
Yeah.
it's paper now, and the lids don't fit.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Oh.
I was trying to hold it, and every time I would go to hold it to drink out of it, the lid would just pop off. I'm like, well, this isn't good. This isn't good at all.
Is
You
that
should
what?
write a letter.
I should write. I'm gonna pop in on one of their YouTube videos and just be like, hey, I want to talk. Let's get Chick-fil-A. Is Dan Cathy gonna come on the show now?
Is that what? Is
He
that
wants
what
to
they
talk.
mean? Is that what they mean when they say it's popping off?
Okay.
Ooh.
Are you
That was
Is
a
that
real
where-
thing. I'm asking. It's a real thing. Okay.
Popping off. I don't know what. I think that's a. Oh, you know what? Here, in honor of the Schneider cut. This is the one day at a time theme. So that was it.
All right.
This is it.
Okay.
Day at a time. One day at a time.
So for those listening, we are the GasoCast. If you don't already know that, Heather and I, Chris, we are the GasoCast. We're on YouTube. You can find us there. You can also find us on Instagram at GasoCast. We post a lot of really fun stuff there. And if you want to join a really cool collectible group, mainly focused on like Funko and I don't know, Hot Toys and Marvel Legends, all that kind of stuff, join GasoCast - We Hunt Together. It's a Facebook group, and it's an awesome group full of awesome people. So go and check that out. Jason?
Yeah, I'll go check it out. Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, you want me to? Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, you could find. Huh? You can find me online at SwoBobaFett. It's Boba Fett with a SWO in front of it. And fun fact, I want to show off something. I'm gonna brag. You ready?
Okay.
This is only gonna be for the people watching, but look what I have.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's the new Hollywood big boy.
that is so
A
cool.
friend of mine waited in a horrendously long line for several hours, and she got me this. And as a bonus, it was the same day that something else dropped, or didn't drop, and everyone was having a big problem with it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. See that? I'm showing off.
Well,
now
guess
I'm
what?
bragging.
I'm about to
I have-
brag to you.
I have good friends.
Are you
I have
ready?
Very
Oh,
good.
great friend.
Oh, what do you got?
We have a good friend also, Lisa Lazar. She went to the Hollywood store today and picked up not only the big boy, but Marilyn Monroe and
Ooh.
Huckleberry Hound. All three for us from the store today. So she'll be
That's
sending
awesome.
them very, very soon. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, I'm now big boy complete. So when this came out, I was like, what the?
Congratulations.
No! Can't do that to me.
Good for you. You win.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but this was the bonus. I was just like, no, because I didn't think I was ever going to get this, and they don't
That's
seem to ever want to
awesome.
release this again.
Yeah, it's never
'Cause-
coming out.
but it's very cute, and so there you go. That's
So,
all.
they're we're not going to get into this conversation. I would like to save it for next week. But let's talk about Bob's Big Boy, how the character is changing. So we'll talk about that next week.
I can end it real quick though, because it's only for a promotion, sort of how they
I
turned
know.
IHOP.
Let's wait. We'll
Oh,
talk about it
God,
later.
but I wouldn't.
It's going to be fun. It'll be fun. We'll talk.
I'm like that Numa guy. Ah, my
Okay, Jason, what else you got?
That's all I got.
That's
I got
it?
nothing else for you.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Go and check out some of our old podcasts because we think you'll like them, especially if you like this one. And rate us wherever you're listening to this podcast. Rate us because that definitely helps kind of bump us up so it can be shared out to other folks and stuff like that. Okay, so that we really appreciate that. But for this episode, guys, we will catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Maskney.
All right, done. Wow.
Woohoo.
So that was season 2, episode. I don't even know what this is. 23, I think.
Total guac shock there.
So I will post that either tonight or tomorrow. I'm not really sure because I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I have to go eat. And it's 9:11. Oh God, that's not a good time.
Just wait a minute. Wait till 9:12.
Wait till 9:12. So Jason, thank you for coming on with us for this entire thing that we've done tonight.
Epic.
Yeah, epic. So we'll have to do more of these live ones. I really like the live podcast. Heather, throw your microphone around, would you?
She's just imitating you, Chris. You did that several times.
Well, of course. That's what I mean. She likes to... Stop copying me, Heather. But that's it, guys. We'll be back this Wednesday. I'll give you a more accurate time very soon. I have to talk to the guy from PPG and get a good time for Wednesday because I'm not real sure if we talked about that yet. And I'll post that up on Instagram very soon. All right.
One last final thought, because I had earlier this week I found out that a friend of mine, an older friend of mine from the Fanatic days, from the good times, from those early salad years of Funko, Yuhu Al Arisom, who was a Hall of Fame member the same year I got inducted. He passed away unexpectedly this week.
Oh man.
And it was a huge bummer. I found out about it on Friday, and the rest of us kind of did. But if you get a chance, I hadn't talked to him in a while. Just occasionally would send messages or whatever. And I was going through total regret that I never reached out and said anything, did more to talk and keep up and keep in touch. So if you got an opportunity to reach out and say hi to somebody, even if you just talk to them for 5 minutes, do it, because you'll regret if something happens and you can never do it again. That's all.
Yes.
Absolutely agree with that.
And rest in peace, Yuhu Al. You were a wonderful guy.
Why was he called Yuhu Al?
That was just, he liked Yuhu, and
That's good.
that was just his board name from back then.
I like Yuhu as well, so anyone who likes Yuhu is good with me.
Yeah, but great guy,
taste.
and great fanatic, and will be sorely missed.
That is so sad.
Well, yeah. Sorry to hear about that. Dean Blackley also says sorry for your loss, Jason. We're sorry to hear that. Man, never good to hear something like that, especially during this weird time, because I'm sure his family's going through a lot of stuff. Not
and just in general, it's just there were the groups of us who started collecting in those early days, the Wobbler days. There was only 150, 200 of us, and we saw each other every year basically for over 10 years. And so we'd hang out on that message board and everything. So they were like family. So that's where that whole Funko family thing came from. It came from all of us way back then. And it sucks. We lost Otto a couple years ago, and now Al. So it sucks whenever one of a friend of yours goes. So I'm sorry to end this on such a down note, man. Jesus, fuck. Get me off of here.
Stand up so we can see your pants off or something. I mean, just do something for us, would you? I don't know. There you go. Yeah, show the farting unicorn. That's good.
Farting unicorn.
Yeah, do that.
I think it's important to remember friends, and I don't think it's sad.
Right.
But it's a good...
Yeah, it just, but it's just one of those things. Don't just wait. Just, there's so many ways to communicate. You don't have to call them on the phone or call anybody on the phone. Just send a message, you up, So
Right.
that's the equivalent of you up.
You up. All right. Well, this episode was in memory of Yoo-Hoo Al. So, Yoo-Hoo Al, I hardly knew ye because I didn't know you. So sorry.
Yeah.
But-
I shared some pictures, but there'll be more shared soon.
Good.
So.
Yeah, I liked those. I can't wait to see the rest.
Looking forward
Yes.
to seeing more.
I saw him in bed with the big Freddy.
Yes, I took that the night he got it. We were roommates together out there. But yeah,
Aw.
he just got in bed with it, and I said, "Hold on." I said, "Put him under the covers," and I took that picture. I don't know
awesome.
why I had to do this because you know what taking a picture looks like.
Oh no, it's good.
Well, no, it doesn't look like that anymore. So.
Well,
someone
let me
might
call
not
you on
know.
the phone while I'm taking a picture.
All right, that's it for tonight, guys. We will catch. Whoa, no, I'm not even doing what I usually do. Remember, as always, we are together. Yes. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.